In this video, we're going to go over how to apply for an Operation Roundup grant. We're going to go over the steps for how to apply, and then we're going to go over each field and what information should go in each field of the grant request. First, let's make sure you're an educator with one of these schools. If not, you're not eligible to apply for an Operation Roundup grant. Next, we need to find the Operation Roundup grant website. First, you need to go to this website link or scan the QR code. This will take you to a page on the Coleman Electric Cooperative website. Once there, hunt for the Apply for an ORU Grant button. When you click on that button, it will take you to the Operation Roundup Grant Request website page. Here, you will need to enter your username and password. If you are a new teacher, make sure you watch the troubleshooting video because it will go over how to create a new Operation Roundup account. If you have issues remembering your username or password, also please watch the troubleshooting video because it will go over the steps for doing that. And finally, if you're a teacher that is at a new school, so you are transferred schools, also watch that troubleshooting video because it will go over the instructions for how to get your account transferred to your new school. Once you're logged in, it's time to complete your grant application. It's important to complete all fields in the grant application and remember that the grant application will time out after 10 minutes. The best practice in this situation is to type everything into a Word document or a Google Doc and just copy it over. This will help you prevent from timing out at the 10-minute mark, but when you save it, it also gives you a record of what you requested for future reference. Additionally, when completing your grant application, make sure you're staying within these character limit breakdowns. You can see them all for each field, and that's another good reason for why you should type this into a Word document or a Google document, because it's a lot easier to track characters in those documents than it is in the actual grant application. The final field of the grant application is uploading a photo. Make sure you select the file to upload and upload the photo you will be purchasing. If it is more than one item, please just use a single image. Do not upload multiple images or files because it only allows you to upload one. Here are some important photo upload disclaimers. Look over these. If you have any issues or are confused, make sure you check out the troubleshooting video. And then after watching that, if you have any issues, please email us at operationroundup@colemanec.com. The most important part is to make sure your grant has submitted when you think it's submitted. When a grant is properly submitted, it will show up at the bottom under the Grants Pending Approval by Operation Roundup Board section. If it is not visible in this section, you need to resubmit the grant until it shows up at the bottom. If you're continuing to have issues with your submission, make sure you check out the troubleshooting video because we go over 4 or 5 different ways that we can prevent this and double check this. Now let's go over the name or name of item section. In this section, you need to include the name of all items included in your grant application. So if you're purchasing multiple manipulatives, you need to list each kind of manipulative. If you're purchasing multiple slides for a microscope, please list the multiple different types of slides. In this example, the person is purchasing an Apple TV 4K and they list that under the name of item or items. If you have any questions about what should fall under this section, please feel free to email us. It's very important that in the explanation of how items will be used in the classroom, that you describe how the item or items will be used to enhance student educational purposes in the classroom. Let me read that again. Enhance student educational purposes in the classroom. If there's not a justifiable reason of how it's going to enhance student education, it's not really an eligible grant request. So please make sure in this section you explain how the item or items or subscription or technology is going to be used to enhance student education purposes. This is where you need to be providing in-depth information on how this request will benefit your students, and it should be a maximum of 699 characters. Here you can see the example below. If you have any questions, please email us. In the cost requested section, you need to list the amount you are requesting from the Operation Roundup Board. This number is sometimes less than the total project cost if a teacher has an additional funding source. If it's approved, this is the amount you will receive. There is a max of 9 characters. You can see the example below. This year, the maximum grant request is $750. In the grades affected section, please list the grade or the range of grades that will be affected by the grant request. Make sure you keep it under 24 characters. Same thing here in the number of people affected section. Please list the number of students that will be impacted by this grant request. Just make sure you keep the characters under 24. Finally, select a file to upload. You need to upload a photo of the item or items you are requesting. If it is more than one photo, please include the photos in one photo. So combine those photos to make one photo, since you can only upload one photo to the grant request. Here is the example of what kind of file you can upload. And if you have any questions, first watch the troubleshooting video that goes over the file upload section and some of the issues that you may run across more in depth, or email us at operationroundup@colemanec.com. If you have any questions, please make sure you watch the troubleshooting video first, just because it goes over some of these issues that teachers sometimes run across more in depth. And if that doesn't answer it, feel free to email us at operationroundup@colemanec.com.